Greetings and welcome to Kasi Exposure News. As you are aware that the last time we uploaded a video, we're doing the election campaign. We did the parties that were contesting in the Overstrand, and we are coming back to exclusive interviews. As you may remember that we were doing interviews with the most influential people around our township in Zwelihle. So today we have quite an influential person. I have been trying to get hold of him. I really wanted to do this interview. I'm excited about this interview. I don't know about him. So we have Zubenathi Sofute. He lives here in Hermanas. He's the Overberg's youngest lawyer. Am I right?
I believe so. I believe I'm one of the youngest lawyers in the country. I believe I'm one of the youngest people to ever do it. Yeah.
So I am right. All right. So it's very interesting and inspirational. I mean, someone from around the township to do something so big. So first of all, I would like you to tell us about yourself and your upbringing.
As Indi Pile has said, the name is Zubenathi Sofute. I was born and raised in Hermanas in Zwelihle. I studied my primary school in Lucanio. Then I went and joined Kaya Secondary School under the disciplinary principal, Mr. Ngosilungile Lolwane. I'll forever be indebted to that man. And then I went on and joined UWC, the University of the Western Cape, where I did my LLB starting from 2017 because I matriculated in 2016. Then starting from 2017 until 2020, I did my LLB and then graduated there in 2020. And then I went to join Guthrie Theron Attorneys in Hermanas as a candidate attorney. So that's where I'm currently working as a candidate attorney. So I would say that Zubenathi Sofute is a candidate attorney. The youngest lawyer in the Overberg, as India said.
Of course.
I'm also in the political side as well, because Indy also mentioned earlier in the program that he was covering like political interviews. I'm also in the political side. I'm currently serving as the DA Youth Overstrand, but in this interview, I believe we won't dwell much into that because we're focusing more on my personal life. Yeah.
Yes. So I know that people have different versions of high school life, you know.
Yeah.
Some describe it as very difficult.
Yeah.
So what's your version? How was your high school life?
You know, the transition between primary school and high school is exciting. When you get to high school, obviously you're a teenager. You're starting to be a teenager. As you all know, teenagers are very hard to handle. I was not a problematic child, but I had my downs as a child. So when I got to high school, I followed the wrong crowd, which is I'm grateful for that. You might say that why would I be grateful for following the wrong crowd? Because if it was not me following the wrong crowd, I doubt I would be where I am today. Because if you follow the wrong crowd, you learn. If you don't learn, you don't know like how far you could go. So I followed the wrong crowd. There were many things that were happening in high school. In that high school I was attending to, Kaya Secondary School. There was gangsterism. A fight would just outbreak while we were queuing for food in the kitchen, and that made some to be scared. Some even dropped out. And the issue of corporal punishment at school, some I know are brilliant guys were more brilliant than me, would drop up because of corporal punishment. There are certain teachers who demotivated us. There were issues that there were family issues that were affecting us. But still, when you go to school, as a child, you believe a school is a safe place for you to escape from your family problems. But when you got to school, there were certain teachers that demotivated you. So my high school life was exciting. Because I was also throughout my years I've been also in leadership positions. So in high school I was with COSAS. So that took like an ample of my time because I was fighting for student rights. So my high school life was exciting.
Exciting is how you describe your high school life.
It was exciting because I was trying by all means to balance like academics and social life. Because when you're doing extramural activity at school, you must excel academically.
Yes.
And then do extramural activities, because if you don't excel academically, then people are gonna have something to say that because you are shifting your focus, you are shifting your focus from academics to that extramural activity. So I had to make sure that I balanced that, and then I also had to balance my social life. It was tragic, if you ask me, but I managed to do it. Yeah,
because here you are. That's all we can say. So we know even varsity life, similar to high school life, everyone has their own version.
Yeah.
So what was yours? Because many people say you are nicely independent, no parents, speaking all the time.
Yeah.
All that. So what's your version on that?
I believe everything has its own consequences. If you go to university with that mentality that you are free, then there's a lot that you're gonna pay. Varsity classes hours are very minimum compared to high school class hours. In that sense, a 1 hour class in university equals to 2 hours a study time when you are off class. So let's say if you have 1 hour, let's say life science class, then when you go out of the class, you're gonna have 2 hours to study what you learn in that class. So the issue of independence doesn't necessarily mean that you are free, because books consume you and everything consume you. There was this one time I spent like a day and night in the library. I was so frustrated that I became homesick. So this thing of saying that you have that independence, there is that independency, because you do whatever you like. You do your own groceries. You do everything that you want, which is what was a big problem for me, because I'm a mama's boy. My mother did everything for me. So when I got to university, the only thing I was able to cook was only eggs. I was only to fry eggs. Then that made I believe that was a blessing in disguise, because I made friends. Those people are still close to my heart now, because the reason that I made friends, because I wanted them to cook for me.
Smart.
I wanted them to cook for me. So I would say that varsity life opens your mind, and it changes the way of thinking, because the setup there is so different from the one that you get from high school. Some people don't transition well, because the campus is so big. Even the food that you eat there is so different from what we eat. Imagine a girl from deep rural areas of Lusikisiki getting to university, and then you see the food that you eat in deep rural areas of Lusikisiki compared to the food that we eat in Belvan. It's totally different story. So to answer your question, because now I feel like I'm meandering around, but I'm excited to speak about university. But to answer your question, university is nice. There are many memories that I made there, and there's a lot to learn. I'm so grateful for all my hard work that pointed me to university. Yeah.
Okay, so we know that you just mentioned when you were starting that you were a candidate attorney at Guthrie Theron Attorneys.
Guthrie Theron, yeah.
So how has it been like? Because we know that you've recently graduated, and straight from that to being a candidate attorney, how has it been like working there?
As I mentioned that university is tough, but the transition between university and into a corporate world, indeed, it's so hard in that sense that if I could call a candidate attorney now to ask how was your week, then the answer would be hectic. I believe there's a friend of mine who's also a candidate attorney now. There was this one time, he's a candidate attorney in Cape Town. There was this one time he called me in the middle of the night. He said that Zube, do you know where I am? I said, nah, tell me, are you safe? He said that I'm still in the office.
Yeah.
It was around 12 and it was approaching curfew. So he slept in the office and then went home in the morning to refresh so that he can go to court. So I would say as a candidate attorney, it tests your willpower and mental strength. Being a candidate attorney, it's tough, but I believe that titans of industry are built under immense pressure. If you want something, if you want to be good in something, you must be willing to take all the pressure. Yeah. So that's what I believe. That's why because being a candidate attorney, you have your principal. He's the one that takes his legal knowledge and then he transfers it to you. So it's learning. It's constantly learning. It's constantly learning. So believe me when I tell you that it's not a nice process, but I believe it's best investment.
Yeah.
One day it's gonna pay off. So I take everything as it is. It's hard, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. When you enjoy it, it just feels right. So I know there might be someone who here today we have you on this program, and this person is interested in studying what you've studied. So what words would you give that person? Oh, before that, my apologies. I wanted to ask, why did you decide to study law?
I wish I could say, I wish I could be that type that says that when I grow up, I like arguing a lot, so I decided to study law. No, it's not that. It's not that. There was this one time, I think I was 9 or 8. I don't remember well. I was watching Sokuru and Partners. One of the best legal drama series we ever had in the country. And then my mother called me and then said that I wonder ngabantwana bakabana ba bomthetho njengaba abababini, because there were 2 Sokulu brothers. I think one was Zwelihle, I don't remember the other one. And then in direct English translation, what kind of women bequeath law officials? And then I answered my mother. I said that only God knows. And then I took that in my heart and then I ran with it. From that day I knew that I want to do law, so that I can prove to my mother that she's the one, she's the kind of the woman that can bequeath law officials. My brother is currently a police officer in Cape Town, which he follows the spectrum of law officials. So yeah, ever since then, nothing else mattered. I took that and then ran with it. And then when I got my degree, I told her, "Sakhumbula ngoke awusithi ngumfazi onjani lona uzala abantu bomthetho nguwe lo namhlanje. So that motivated me. So along the way I've lost like many people close to my heart because they didn't understand the dream that I had. They didn't understand the vision that I had for myself and for my mother. So I believe the law degree is not just for me. It's for my mother, and it's to prove that she's the woman that can be able, although she's uneducated, to bequeath law officials. So I'm grateful for my mother. A woman like her, who's uneducated as her, to dream such a big vision for her children, it's quite a big thing. So I applaud her for that.
Yeah, and that's inspirational. So I haven't forgotten that I was about to ask the question that I asked before.
Yeah. What's my message to someone who wants to study law?
Yeah, exactly that one.
Probably many of them have checked the requirements of law in many universities. And then they see that the requirements are quite high. Law is a competitive field. Universities take not much bunch of students. So yeah, it's a competitive field. You must be willing to work hard. You must be willing to read, not just to read. You must be willing to read.
Yeah,
like those
to understand.
Like those horror stories saying that law students spend a lot of time reading those big books. It's actually true. You must be willing to read. You must be willing to work hard and be efficient and work smart and be organized. If you don't do that, you must be willing to sacrifice. Because earlier on you mentioned that in university you have this independency and stuff.
Yeah.
But you must be willing to sacrifice like your weekends and catch up to your studies, because I also mentioned that 1 hour of university equals to 2 hours of studying of class. So you must be willing to work hard and study efficient, because law changes each and every day. Courts make big decisions, so you must be willing to go and read those cases. There was this one case we were given in our second year. It was about 600 pages, and my brother, I never read that. I never read that. It was a lot compared to the workload that we had. So to a person who wants to study law, you must know what you want, and make sure that you follow that, and make sure that you don't disappear in the process, because many people end up dropping out because of the immense pressure that they get in university. So so if you are not willing to read, if you are not willing to work hard, then law is not for you, or else you're gonna be one of the statistics of LLB dropouts.
Yeah, those are words of wisdom from Zwelihle topics. Yeah, I always tell people that I'm inspired, and I'm sure that even the viewers will be inspired. They have to. So that is Zubenathi Sofute. We just had a chat with him. Very inspirational and influential, and I hope that even the viewers will be, motivated to work hard, because this is the product of hard work. So this is Indipile Madletyana, the directing anchor at Kasi Exposure News. Until next time.